Hello, welcome Rebels. My name is Ashley. Thank you so much for joining me today for this mini yin sequence, or what I like to call a yinny. We will be moving extra slowly today just to really help us be in our bodies and help us connect very deeply with our breath. A couple of suggestions for you. Of course, always make sure that you have water, that you're staying hydrated, a mat or a towel, maybe a blanket for today's practice, or a towel just to be nice and cozy. I'm wearing my big sweats to stay warm. And then blocks or a book, even a magazine would work. We'll be using these blocks to help us connect even more with our breath work today. So let's go ahead and begin in a bridge pose. You may choose to use a block to elevate the hips, maybe not, just doing what feels good to you today. And then as we lower down, place a block on your chest, hugging it in. Scooting those shoulders away from the ears, noting the feet connecting to the earth. And just start to feel your easy breath. Maybe if you have a hood, you can pull it up, just feeling extra cozy, or maybe you grab a beanie. And just start noticing that easy breath, breathing in, expanding, breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, expanding. Breathing out, let it go. Continue this pattern of breath as we fill up and release. The purpose of using the block is to help us really connect with the breath. This gentle pressure of the block on our heart space just helps us note even more the physical rise and fall of our breathing patterns, and also helps us really focus in on our heart beating as we breathe in and release. And as we begin to really move into this intentional breath, start thinking about what makes you tick. What is it that you love? And how can we invite more of that into our day-to-day lives as we breathe in? Maybe hold for a moment, just really feeling that heartbeat, making that connection, and release. Just a few more just like this. Recognizing on our mats we are safe, we are supported, we are exactly where we are supposed to be, practicing together as a rebel community as we breathe. Release. Let things melt into the mat. Two more, we got this. Wonderful job. Release the block off to the side. Reach the fingers up to the sky, keeping the shoulders pressed down, separating the fingertips and the fingers a little bit wider, even maybe posting the fingers and the arms, and just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, releasing any energy that exists in the body. And then engaging that strong center, begin to lift the left leg up to the sky, and then the right leg up to the sky, and then the left arm, and the right arm, and begin to just bring in some gentle movement as we engage through that strong core, feeling our heartbeat, thinking about what is it that we love. After all, we are what we love. I read that quote recently, and I felt like it really resonated with me, because ultimately to me it means, where am I focusing my attention? So where are we focusing our attention? Hopefully right now it's on our breath and our movement as we move these wrists and ankles clockwise and then counterclockwise, always connecting with the breath as we breathe in and out, in and out. 2 more just like this, warming up the body in a very gentle way. Big breath in, reach everything up, reaching for the sky. Sigh it out, hug it in. Crossing the right ankle over the left, begin to just gently rock back and forth. Bringing everything into that strong center. Feeling the heartbeat, continuing to breathe in and rock, loosening up through the hips. Swaying is a great way also to let us know that we are safe, we are supported. 3 more rocks back and forth. Wonderful job, everybody. And then release the right ankle from the left, coming to stillness. Hug everything in. Send those knees out wide. Interlace the fingers together if that feels good. You can also bring the hands to a prayer pose, or maybe send the arms in between the calves and the backs of the thighs. Holding it here, really pressing the shoulder blades into the mat. Breathing in. And releasing. Recognizing that all of these poses are options for you. If you're deciding to just lay on the mat and simply breathe and listen to the music, then that is you, my friend, practicing yoga. If you are joining me for some of the postures, all of the postures, if you're adding on, those are all welcome options, and you, my friend, are doing yoga. As long as we're breathing together and feeling good in our bodies and our minds, or at least trying to get there. And that's the beauty of yoga, is that yoga, any kind of practice, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, a few times a year, it's teaching us things about ourselves that we might not realize if we're off of our mat. Let's take a big breath in together. Sigh it out. Lift everything up, feeling that long, strong spine melting into the mat. And then this time, cross the left ankle over the right, hugging everything in. We can press very gently on the outsides of the feet. Maybe we hug in with the shins. We want to be gentle with the ankles. We don't want to put too much pressure on those, really on any of the joints in our body, because they are quite precious. And we can stay here in stillness, really melting those shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Or we might decide to rock back and forth, again, focusing on the breath, drawing that belly button in and up. And we breathe. Always begin with the breath. Three more. Gently release, lift everything up to the sky. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, pedal the knees, any kind of movement that works for us. Riding a bicycle in the sky right now, and then slowly hug those knees in. Rolling over onto the right side or the left side, just for a moment. Take a breath in. Sigh it out. Awesome. Slowly roll up. Now is a good time to grab a sip of water as we refocus our energies, sitting nice and upright. Water and breath. If we start with those things and continue those things the rest of the day, we're off to a really good start. Let's go ahead and come onto the blanket or the towel if you're using it, if the knees are sensitive, supporting yourself. We're going to place the blocks down. And if you have blocks, go ahead and bring your forearms down to the blocks. You might not need the blocks and you can say, Ashley, I'm just going to use the mat. That's totally fine. So placing those forearms down, breathing in, breathing out. And as we breathe in, begin to tuck the chin into the chest, around the spine for a modified cat pose. Just keeping ourselves even lower to the ground today. And just remind us that we are here, we are present, we are what we love. And then slowly, fluidly lift the chin up into a cow pose. And just try that alternate cat-cow a few times as we breathe in, moving nice and slow. And breathe out, just a little bit of a variation. If you would like to come up and extend those arms into a regular cat-cow, you can. Remember, I am just here to guide you and offer you suggestions. Nothing is required of you besides that you breathe. And then gently coming back to that forearm tabletop, lifting the left arm up and the right arm up. Just do a few open movements here, some circles. Check back in the heels if that feels good. We spent a lot of time the first part of class on the spine. So we want to make sure that we're giving that spine some extra attention. We're keeping it nice and warm. We're reigniting that core. So take 3 more breaths, moving in a way that feels good to us. Big breath in here in tabletop. Sigh it out. Wonderful. Slowly begin to walk those hands out, placing those big toes to touch. Left hand comes to the center of the mat and begin to slowly extend that right arm up to the sky. Reaching back here, nice open stretch through the right side body. Wiggle those fingers and toes again, releasing, big breath in. And as we breathe out, begin to send the right arm underneath the left. Right shoulder plants down. Extending the left arm out is the first option. Maybe we take that arm behind us, giving ourselves a pat on the back, reminding ourselves we are doing an awesome job, and breathe. A few rounds of breath here, we got this. Reconnecting with the earth. One more, breathe. Place the left hand down on the mat. Slowly bring the right arm up, lift up, reach up. Then bring it back down. Sit back on the heels. Take a moment here. You can press into the tops of the feet, or if this is like, wow, actually that's really intense, you can sit on a block. This is an excellent stretch for those ligaments, joints, and muscles in the knees, all the way up through the quads. It also helps us stretch through the ankles. So let's sit, let's take a sip of water together. Let's place the palms face up, taking a big breath in. Release. 2 more just like that. Big breath in. Release. 1 more. Wonderful. Gently come back to that tabletop position. This time, place the right hand in the middle of the mat. Breathe and lift that left arm up to the sky. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, release. And then really open up, reach back. Like we're opening this big door to our heart. We are what we love. Think about all that we love, all that we are, loving ourselves. And then slowly begin to send that left arm underneath the right, letting that shoulder melt down, extending the right arm. Feel that for a breath or 2. And if we'd like, we can take that arm behind us and just remind ourselves we're doing an awesome job. Giving ourselves a pat on the back. And we breathe. Two more. Slowly begin to bring that right hand close to the face. Inhale gently, that left arm up, and bring it down. Let's grab that block, that book. Let's sit back on those heels again. Palms face up, receiving our beautiful energy. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Release. Beautiful. Slowly crawl our way forward. We're going to do 2 more postures before we come into our final resting posture of Savasana. So as we've been able to move and breathe together, gently begin to sit back down on the hips. And this time we're going to scooch our way with our blanket, of course, and a block or a book. If the book is really heavy, you might want to skip this step. We're going to scooch our hips all the way up to the wall, or if we don't have a wall available, maybe we scooch up to the side of the bed or the bottom of the couch. And then we're going, and you can also do this without a wall. If we're doing it with the wall, it's called legs up the wall. It's such a creative posture name, I know. If we're doing it not against the wall, it's called waterfall. So we're going to place a block on top of our feet. This is usually better if you have a yoga instructor in person, but hey, we did it. And then gently begin to extend those arms out to a T. We can cactus the arms and begin to feel the weight of that block. If we would like, we can, if I can scooch over and get it, grab another block or book and also send that to the chest to remind ourselves we are here, we are present, getting weighted down. Breathe. Release. Come back to easy breath, breathing in from the belly. Getting settled in. Reconnecting with our heart space. We're recognizing that we are what we love, and that love begins with us. 5 more breaths here, we got this. Choose to stay in this pose for the rest of our time together, or you may begin to slide those legs down until you can comfortably reach for the block. Sending those knees back down to the earth. And in a way that is hopefully, maybe, more graceful than how I'm doing it. That yoga is not about grace. Yoga is about breath first, always, movement. community, so many other things. As we come into a bridge pose again, placing that block on our heart space, hugging it in, and reconnecting as we breathe. Circling back to where we began. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest. Feeling our beautiful heart beating. Sending love to ourselves. Sending love to the people in our lives that spark joy, that light us up. Sending love to our community. Sending love to our environment. Sending love to our furry, four-legged friends. And just as I said with waterfall pose, you can stay in this bridge pose, or you may choose to extend those legs out. You may choose to keep the arms hugged in, or extend the arms out long, coming into our final resting posture of Savasana, taking rest, letting everything melt down. To bring some gentle awareness into the fingers and the toes, tipping the head back and forth from side to side. Bringing that gentle awareness to the body. You're welcome to stay in this pose as we close out the practice together. Or you may choose to lift those arms up overhead. Take a breath in and a breath out, hug it in. And then roll over onto the right or left side. Let's take 3 breaths all together, rebels. Let's breathe in some gratitude. Breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. Breathe in peace. Breathe out peace. Being slow and gentle, slowly come up to a seated position. rolling those shoulders up and back. Taking a big breath in and release. The light in me honors, respects, and appreciates the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, Rebels, for taking the time to practice and take care of yourselves, because that's ultimately where the love begins. Please make sure to drink lots of water, be extra gentle with yourselves, and if you are ever on campus, feel free to join me on every Thursday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. You can also follow me at Neves Does Yoga, which should be popping up on the video screen as well for any special events coming up. Take care, Rebels. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.